Okay then folks, I make no apologies whatsoever for continuing to talk about what's going on in Afghanistan. The reason being it will affect all of us, simply because there are people on social media, the mainstream media and politicians who will make damn sure it'll affect all of us apart from them. Now take Richard Bacon for example. If you don't know who Richard Bacon is, then he is basically a sort of stand-in presenter here in the UK for radio and television shows that do current affairs. So basically he's like a substitute teacher. So anyway, Richard Bacon is best known for being sacked as presenter of the children's show Blue Peter. Blue Peter was on the BBC, and the reason he got sacked was because he got caught doing drugs in the toilets. But fair play to the fella. He has bounced back and had a sort of career. So we won't take that away from him. He is, however, a completely out of touch, virtue signalling, celebrity, wealthy, champagne socialist. Yes, folks, he's one of them. Now, currently, Richard Bacon is standing in for a presenter on our Good Morning Britain TV show. So he sits there in a suit with glasses trying to look sophisticated, which fails miserably because we all know he's a bit of a knob. And he's about as sincere as a Taliban feminist. So this morning he had a guest on, and they were inevitably talking about the Afghanistan crisis. And the guest he had on was against the huge numbers of Afghans that are due to flood this country. And then Richard Bacon, being the bleeding heart left-wing toss that he is, berated the guest and said that Britain should take in millions of Afghan refugees. Now this is just beyond ironic. It's a joke. It's a parody, folks. Because none of these decisions will impact wealthy lovies like Richard Bacon. It won't affect his life because wealthy middle-class types like Richard Bacon, they don't really depend much on public services like the NHS and wherever his kids go to school. He is a virtue signalling clown. In fact, it's downright disgusting what he said because he suggested that Britain takes in millions of refugees. Meanwhile, this fool lives in LA. Now, if we were ever to engage in terrible trench warfare like we did in World War I, then Richard Bacon would be the type who would push you over the top first to see what it was like. What is it with these idiots, these famous rich people? They crow on about helping poor refugees, yet they don't want them anywhere near them. Look at Benedict Cumberbatch. He did it. While he was on stage doing theatre Shakespeare in London, after his shows, he'd stand there for about half an hour, and ramble on about the virtues of helping Syrian refugees and so on. And then he'd collect money for them. However, when Syrian refugees did come to the country, and some of them camped near his house, he immediately took his wife and kid and moved away because he was concerned for their safety. Oh dear, these people are a joke. They really are just something else. So this will continue to happen now, as it did with the Syrian refugee crisis. You had Lily Allen, you had Gary Lineker. You had them all on Twitter saying they'd gladly give out their properties, rooms, whatever, to help out these poor people. Yet when it came to putting their money where their mouth is, it didn't happen. Labour MP Yvette Cooper said she didn't have the room in her property, as did Lily Allen, didn't have any room in her vast, sprawling mansion. But Gary Lineker had a refugee, apparently. No one saw said refugee, but everyone saw the letter that this refugee allegedly wrote. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? So I think these idiots should really put their money where their mouths are. And if they want refugees in this country in the millions, then anyone holding up that stupid refugee welcome placard should take one in. I doubt very much that Richard Bacon would fly any of the Afghans that he's breaking his heart over to his $5.3 million mansion in the Hollywood Hills and house them there. It ain't going to happen, is it? These people make me sick. Right, that's my video. Please comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you'd like to support my channel, then by all means, feel free to buy me a beer. Because by buying me a beer, neither YouTube nor Google get their little hands on what you decide to send me. And that's that. Right, remember, comment, share, subscribe. And until my next video, Roger Trout.